Alright guys, we are live, going to do an in-depth analysis of the semifinals of Shangai, which was the best game I've ever seen. So here the EE player is going to mulligan Faithful because it gets falling star really easily and you need some turn 2 and charm is not that useful. On the other side, I think it's Kaisa and the time warp that will be mulligan. Again, you need some turn 2. Kaisa takes a bit of time and time warp so much time. It's not the best in this scenario. The battlefields are Dooming Tree. We used to see that. And on the other side, a more unusual one, Altar of Unity. This one is, I think, made because the E player, we didn't see the deck list, but it has three white flames, so it helps to enable them. And it's really good against Victor, the Colder Weak, and so on. The E player is going to take on the Altar of Unity, holding battlefield, makes a lot of sense. And so the Kaisa player will, you'll see it takes a lot of time. Just Extec Ray, a nice top deck for him at the Poro. His opponent is tapped out after the Catalyst. That's really good ramping though. It's just going to conquer the Dreaming Tree. It chooses to not go with the Altar. I think there are a lot of reasons for that. You put the pressure of Ripple and so on, but mostly you force your opponent to play there. And he's already in Dead Bloom range, which is an issue for the Kaisa player, but it's just a sentry, you're gonna draw anyway, and you score the point, and you force him to not go on the Altar. So that's a lot of reason to get this battlefield right now. I will talk about the Kaisa decklist, or maybe I will do it at the beginning of the video. And that will give some insights. And see, it doesn't want to use Dead Bloom, because it wants to keep Dead Bloom for the big boys. So it will just use the Feyfolk. That's really interesting play from the E. Both players were on top, but Omega Zero was on another level, I think. So now, you see, that's why I sped up the video. There's a lot of thinking. Right now, it doesn't want to Icathian Rain the Feyfolk. That's a lot of commitment for not much. So he's just going to conquer with Kaisa, check his draw, which makes a lot of sense. I don't know what he can be asking right now. So you see Time Warp and 2 Icathian Rain. So Eviko's card, but the rest of the deck, there's no Void Seeker, there's no Sprite Mother, nothing that can be a problem for the ramping. And now it will just use a Darius, doesn't accelerate, doesn't go for the other battlefield, and Ravenbloom. And now his opponent is at 9 runes, but if he uses Dead Bloom plus Engard, that's not enough. And you will see that he's always protecting himself from the best play possible from the opponent. He counts everything. And I think a lot of people would have gone, and you get a cleave, so a lot of people would have gone for Double Conquer. And it just says, I don't care, I'm just going to hold this battlefield. And now you can't do anything about it. And now Luke is like, what am I supposed to do? So pay attention to this thing because it's the first one and it's going to be like that during all the best of 3. Every single game. And now he will just use Dead Bloom and Unguard. So see, he knew. So of course he'll kill the Darius and the Kaisa. That's some heavy damage. But his opponent, the Kaisa, will keep the battlefield. One thing. And 2, the Dead Bloom is dead. And that's really good because the Dead Bloom is probably the only unit that you cannot remove through big spell because of the deflect, especially the Icatian Rain. And it does not run any unchecked power, even if it's in his side deck. And I think it's because he doesn't want to be countered by 1 cost card, Unyielding Spirit. He runs some Thermo Beam to deal with Aura, but mostly, and we'll see that later, he runs some specific battlefield that are not the best for a lot of matchup, but he has his game plan, a really good game plan, and his whole deck is built around that. A really impressive performance. And now he's using the Icatian Rain. He didn't want to use it at first because it was a heavy cost to remove 1 Fey Folk. But now you can just destroy it easy because so the Zonia is going to have a lot of value anyway. But now it's free. It's 6 plus Lex. So you kill the Zonia and then kill the Fey Folk behind. And his opponent is tapped out, so there's no risk in doing this. And now he knows he can't protect his Raven Bloom anymore, so he's just going out. And now his opponent, if he has another, I'm going to edit big monster, Dead Bloom, Predator. I'm sorry, he cannot conquer a battlefield immediately, which is the main strength of the Dead Bloom. So you do not want to do this. So instead, you can just go with Master Yi. And there's another thing that is really important. He does not care that his opponent is ahead in terms of point, because he knows he's got the tempo of the game, and that's all that matters. His opponent is now starting to run a bit out of card. Because of this, he knows he can put more pressure. And so I think on this turn he will use another Icatian Rain, if I remember correctly. Yep. And just remove the whole board. And this time it's not tapped out. So he has the pressure of the retreat. And he's going to score 2 points immediately. And that's why he backed off also last turn, because he knew he would get it anyway. And now the Dead Bloom is going, and now he uses retreat, which gives him not only... it saves the Raven Bloom, 1, it gives him 1 rune, 2, and then it gives him a draw because of the Dreaming Tree maximum value. And now he just gets another token. And again, he forced the opponent to go on the Dreaming Tree. Why? 1, because he went with the Raven Bloom that has too much value. And so he forces the Dead Bloom to go here. 1, because then he keeps the altar, and 2, to get the draw by saving the Raven Bloom. At this point, he's just checking how many Vanguard or Discipline are been discarded. That's really important because he knows there's like probability of his opponent being able to play something to protect the Dead Bloom. And he counts everything. And not only does he count the damages that can happen in the worst case, he's like, what's the worst case scenario that can happen right now? And then next turn, what is behind? What does my opponent have? And now he knows one thing, it's like there's 2 Dead Bloom that have been gone if he kills this one. There's already 1 Fey Folk, and I don't think his opponent runs 3 Fey Folk, I'm not sure, so don't take my word on this. But he knows also there won't be anything to enable the White Flame. And that's also why he went like this. So now we will just use the Seinen, the Watcher, sorry. It was called Seinen in Legend of Runeterra. Plus the Cleave. And now, so his opponent used Vanguard just to draw, because he knew that with the Cleave, even if his opponent had an Vanguard or a Discipline, the Dead Bloom would die to Seinen plus Cleave, because that's still 1 might ahead. And he knew that his opponent already used 1 Vanguard, and that it was not likely that he had 2. Sorry for that. But maybe his opponent should not have used Vanguard and should have used... Oh no, he didn't have the Discipline yet, sorry. Because he drew 1, yeah. So maybe he didn't have it. But if that happens to you, use the Discipline. It's probably... Discipline is probably better because you draw 2 instead of 1 and your mana is best used. And yeah, it's just going to forfeit because there's no solution. And that's one game for Omega Zero. And this game was just a masterclass. He played around everything that could happen, every single worst case scenario. And now you could say this game, that's why when you could say that this game is RNG, it didn't let any possible RNG happen here. And that was just so good.